Yeah. You know, StreamYard been acting weird lately. Like, if you send someone the link to the show or the thing you're doing, and like your camera or your image won't pop up. So I've been having that lately. Like, it takes me a bit to get my visual up.
What you mean?
Like, you know how like right now you see CeeLo, you can see CeeLo in the background.
Right.
It won't do that for me. It'll just keep spinning. Like I can't see myself.
Um, did you try to reboot?
That's what I be doing. Sometimes I got bounce between computers.
Trying to do be acting weird. What's up, Nick? Said the good of last night. Oh man. What's up, CeeLo?
What up, fellas?
Uh,
Let's get this drink started, man.
Y'all can hear me okay, by the way?
Huh? What'd you say,
Can you hear
CeeLo?
me okay?
Yeah.
Y'all hear me okay?
Yeah, can you hear us? You can't hear us? Okay.
Oh, we gotta hear you. Good.
I got a little delay. It sounds like using that lower bowl. It's a little different down there, buddy.
Oh, yeah.
All right, man, let's get some Commanders talk. Let's get to it. I know it looks like CeeLo is at a hotel, but he disappeared. I don't know exactly where he is. But Breeze, what's good, man?
What's good?
Oh, there you go.
Good. Is he back? Is he still
He
frozen?
trying to slide around the camera. Welcome back to Owning the Huddle podcast. Brother Deuce is here. He's here to defend his O-line. I'm getting sick and tired of you dudes and this fan base talking about my O-line. We gonna handle this today. Yo, what up? Welcome back to Owning the Huddle podcast. It's not so misery, right? I don't think it's misery Monday. I don't, right? Like, do you, DT? Like, do you feel like it's a miss? Because like, if you're miserable, except for people like Nick and Tim, right? Like, those are the crash out bandits. Except for them two, like, you shouldn't be like you shouldn't be like taking this as, oh my God, we losing again. I can't believe we lost. Like, you should be taking that like that, right?
nah, I mean, I know everybody's different in how we watch the games now, but the record is what it is. But you know, I just past two games, you know, I'm numb. I don't have no emotions really tied to it. I mean, I know my dad does because he'd be still screaming in the living room and stuff. But like, hey man, hey, it's okay. Just watch and evaluate. That's what you gotta do at this point. Just watch and evaluate. And that's what I did last night. Some emotion did came out because of two guys that we will talk about on the show. Actually, three guys on the show we'll be talking about. But other than that, man, I just watched the game as if I was a casual fan.
Are you miserable, CeeLo?
Nah, I'm great. Yeah, I would love to lose. I would love to win the game. Real talk, because I can never like not want my team to win in my heart. But if we was gonna lose, that's how I want to lose. I don't know if that makes sense, but I mean, that was Ali Frazier type stuff. You know what I mean? It was just very, 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 very good football. I didn't see a ton of penalties, stuff like that. We ain't got to talk. I mean, okay, we could talk about the refs. We could maybe talk about the refs. But other than that, it's a good game. It's a good game. Backup quarterback, my head coach took over the defense. Like it was, we were supposed to lose by a lot, but we didn't. But we did not.
I gotta jump off real quick. Y'all gonna take over for a little bit. But Breeze, CeeLo got
Yeah,
a little taste of the lower level. I don't know if you know that or not.
I did not.
He got a little taste of the lower level. Now look, his hat cocked up. You know what I'm saying? Like he usually wears hat down. Now the joint got a little slant to it. You know, he tried different. You know what I mean? That lower
Man,
bowl do something to you, bro.
with the
But what's
real
good,
fans,
Breeze?
I see low. Oh, what's good,
Bro,
y'all?
Right.
I'm gonna say this for Breeze. And I'm gonna jump off real quick, bro. If like I don't know when it lasts to maybe 20 years, bro, 20, 25. Like I felt like I had a hangover this morning, bro.
I felt
Bro,
terrible. I felt terrible this morning. Oh my goodness,
bro,
bro.
real talk, man. But y'all got, I might get out of here. I'll be right back.
Oh my god, man. Yeah. I felt like I played last night though, bro. Between the cold weather and y'all know my body already broken down, bad shoulders, knees, back, all that. Yeah, I was going through it, man. But what I missed, what part of my tardiness, man. What I miss.
I mean, you didn't
No,
really
we good.
how you kind of came in
You right
right
on time.
on the conversation. Like I said, like I didn't really have no emotion outside of maybe three players and one moment that we will talk about. But I watched the game as if I was a casual fan. Like I watched the Panthers and Rams game at 1 o'clock, or the Steelers and Bills game at 4. I was watching it as a regular game, and
Yeah.
I wasn't reacting to stuff that was happening on the field that was done because that was expected. But I did came away from the game as, and I know we don't do more victories, but to
Mm,
CeeLo's point, if you're going to lose a game like that, please have some effort and some fight. And the team last
yeah.
night on national TV, a lot of people, was, I'll be one of them. I didn't want to play on Sunday night after what we've been seeing, but
No.
they played against one of the AFC elites right now,
Hmm.
with a top defense, and Sean Payton and Bo Nix. Team has been winning 8 straight games. They came to FedEx Northwest Stadium, I would say. And, a lot of people probably, didn't expect the game to go like that. It was a lot of orange in that
Hmm.
stadium from the TV copy. It was a lot of orange in the stadium,
Oh,
man.
it was a lot of orange in there from the real life copy too. It was a lot of orange there. But yeah, man, I heard the like the tail end of CeeLo's comments. Um, and I feel like I kind of echo the part that I heard.
Yeah.
Where it's like, I understand that it doesn't really benefit us much to win, but in the moment, I can't root for them to do anything but that. But I love the fight that they showed though. Like I said, it was a great game. Losing, I'm not mad that we lost. It doesn't make losing suck any less. But given the effort that we saw, and you know, I I, I feel like we should have won the game. I'm not gonna blame any one person on
Yeah.
us losing. But I feel like that was a winnable game, and it wasn't a winnable game because the Broncos played poorly. It was a winnable game because the team that the Commanders fielded showed up to play last night. It just didn't fall our way, but I love the effort that I saw though. Oh man, that's a crazy comment. That's a crazy comment.
Yeah.
Like this is like this is like the perfect way when people are like, man, we need to lose out. We need to get a better draft pick. And we kind of look at that like when we talk about the Lions. What was that 2022 season? You know,
Mhm.
when they were very competitive, coming in within 1 point, like the last 6 or 7 weeks or something like that. Like, not saying that that's what we want to do because I still want to win games similar to CeeLo, but you want to compete, bro. Like, it's the 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 McGee, C. Rod, Burks. I mean, really, Will Harris. Even though he's older, but he still got a 2 year deal, and but you can move off of him if you need. Like, these are players that not so much them being pivotal for the future, but it really helps kind of iron out and kind of dictate how you approach free agency, right? Like,
Yeah.
how important is a Mike linebacker going to be when Bobby Wagner retires? I'm not saying if, because he better retire, right? Is like how important is that middle linebacker spot going to be,
Right.
right? Like, how much does Jordan McGee do? And I'm very disappointed he only got 24 snaps out of like 70 last
Crazy.
night. Very disappointing.
Crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, he would come off the field quite a bit. Like, I don't know if it was, I think it was maybe third downs. I don't know what it was, but I noticed that he was not consistently on the field.
Which it would seem like, I guess, depending on the actual situation, but third down in most cases being a passing down, I would probably rather have Jordan McGee on the field in those moments.
Without a doubt.
Especially if it's like third and long and you know they're going to throw the ball. I mean, we saw it in overtime. That was overtime, right? With Bobby chasing who was he? Who was he chasing?
Ingram.
Ingram. Ingram. Um, and I mean, it just again, you can't take away. And I don't want to keep harping on Bobby because we've been doing it all season, but like, you can't take away the career and the player that Bobby Wagner has had and who he's been and all of that. But we're speaking about the right now, and we understand that right now the player wearing 54 is very limited in what he can do, especially on passing down. Can he show a flash every once in a while like he did against Miami where he broke the pass up? Certainly. Can he is he still good for an interception or two every year? Hey, it happens, right? I mean, Bo Nix threw it right to him. But he threw it right to him. But I mean, yeah, but we're to this point now trying to get looks to the future, and you know, Bobby is not that on passing downs right now. So
Yeah, I think that is kind of surprising though. That um now for those that are coming off injury and stuff, like Terry, I get it, but eventually Terry after the press conference said, once the game was getting close and stuff, I'm just paraphrasing, like I just said, forget the snap counts. I'm going to play every down when I need to. I think at this point of the season, 3-9, you're starting to get some of these healthy players back. You'll probably get some more next week. Still trying to wait on word of what's going on with Jaden and the elbow, but like just try to see what you got, because we seen one player last night and he literally went viral, and that was Traylon Burks' touchdown catch in the red zone. And I think a lot of people talked about it today. This is a guy that, he was drafted by the Tennessee Titans after they traded A.J. Brown. The expectation was literally like he's going to be A.J. Brown replacement. And, things didn't pan out, with playing time, injuries, being consistent. Mainly injuries have been the big thing for him. So him coming over here is a big, entirely fresh start. Kid is still 25 years old. And we've seen through the small sample size that he can play. You see the first round talent, and of course the one-handed catch in the red zone with the finger that he had surgery on. By the way, I think that was definitely something that brightened your mood to be like, hey, we can probably have some guys that for the next season try to bring them back in, install them into this team, and see how they can work.
And on the Treylon Burks front, because I've been very open about the fact that I was not a huge Treylon Burks fan at Arkansas. certainly wasn't a huge Treylon Burks fan in Tennessee. Um, and it's entirely possible that he just maybe just needed a fresh start, change of scenery. Um, we don't have that kind of luck. We see our players go elsewhere and blossom routinely, right? We don't have that kind of luck of it working for us. Um, I would love for Treylon Burks to be that, right? Given more opportunities. He was obviously we see how his career has turned out, but like you said, DT, he was drafted to replace AJ Brown. Like drafting Treylon Burks in Tennessee's mind made AJ Brown expendable. Like we can trade AJ Brown because we have his replacement here. We're not going to miss anything. Now, obviously, we've seen where the two have gone since then,
Yeah.
with AJ Brown leveling up and Treylon Burks now being on his second team at 25, but and being cut, not traded, but being released. But like I would love, I have no problem saying I'm wrong if I'm wrong, and I would love for Treylon Burks to be, what Emmanuel Forbes is now for the Rams and what some of our other players have been elsewhere. I would love for him to be that for us. You know what I mean? I would love for that to happen, and that also helps. Excuse me, going into the offseason with, maybe if Treylon Burks can be that, maybe receiver is not as big of a need as some of us think it is. You know what I mean? And you can divert some of those assets and attention elsewhere.
Sila, what you think?
Yeah, I agree with everything y'all said. It was great to see, to see the catch and to see the potential. Yeah, I'm not saying it was I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it. Yeah, one of these.
And you know what's crazy? What's crazy before you get to your point? I literally said that today when I was at work. I was like, dog, Jaden might come back. We might win 2 games and knock us out of this. But hey, it is what it is. We win.
But this is my thing, dog. From Monday to Saturday, I can speak ad nauseum at I know it doesn't benefit us to win. We don't need to win, and once they kick the football off, that goes out the window. Like I'm not going to sit there and be like, no, don't go for it on 4th and 25 because we need to tank. Like I just can't. Like my brain doesn't operate that way. Like I'm sorry when I walk into the stadium, I'm rooting to win.
So question: do y'all think the going for 2 was a function of being 3-8, or do you think that would have been different if we were in playoff hunt?
Nah, I think personally they would have done it if we were 8-3 or 6-6 or 7-5. You're trying to go for the win.
Yeah, I think they would. If it was a situation where it was like we were, say it's week 17 and we're contending for, the number one. I think if we're contending for something like the number 1 spot or something like that, I think they might play it safe. But in general, I mean, we led the league in 4th down attempts last year. I think that's just they would have done that regardless. I don't think that effect. Now the fact that we aren't playing for anything certainly made that decision a lot easier. But I think they would have gone for it regardless.
Yeah, that's what I was. Being at the game, I was thinking about that. I was like, man, I wonder if that decision is different if we were competing, because right now NFC right now is just completely crazy, right? And so I wonder if we would do something similar, But it was a good play call too, right? I mean, a great play by Benito. Mariota needed to loft it up a little higher if at all possible. But a good play by Benito, so whatever. But I like the play call. I'm just curious if that would have been the case if we were actually competing for something or playing for something. But yeah.
Oh, painful memories.
Mm-hmm. Man, listen, if Marcus Mariota is left-handed, it's probably still a completion. Like he probably he can sidearm it and just you know what I mean. But
so what I was thinking, Breeze, was if that was somebody else in there, like number 5, he would have just pump faked it and just ran it in.
yeah.
Because once you get a linebacker off his feet like that, you taking advantage of that all day.
Yeah.
But we're talking about a different Mariota. This ain't Mariota Morgan. So
yeah.
Yeah.
I would love him to try to pump fake just to get him up in the air first,
Yeah.
and rather than just,
Yeah.
but like
Yeah.
he didn't. He just, I think he saw how open McNichols was,
Yeah. I
and
want to get it to him.
I got to get it out, and
Yeah.
yeah, but great play though, like you said, great play. I mean,
I think it's a really good play. He was wide open, bro. He was
yeah,
wide open. I don't know what else you
He
can do.
was. He was wide open, man.
like, I mean, Cliff Kingsbury, that they couldn't have run that play any better, designed or run that play any better than what
Nope.
they did. Just
Nope.
Benito made a great. I mean, he made really the only play that could have been made in that
Right.
moment, and he happened to make it. Like it
Right.
is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, listen, bro. The
The
referee
penalties,
was
dog, was absolutely
insane.
insane, bro. I don't know which penalty I'm more mad at. I'm more mad about the one where Terry was literally set and they said false start, or when they threw the intentional grounding and there was like people literally in the area and they waited almost 35 seconds to make a determination what they were going to do.
The grounding one for me. I could in the moment I didn't realize that they called Terry for what was it, legal formation or whatever it was, or legal procedure or something. But the grounding one was like, bro, y'all killing me. Y'all killing
What
me,
was
dog.
the what was the one we completed the pass, or maybe he ran it
With
and it,
Mariota, they said Mariota was down, and he ran for like 15 yards, and they said
Yeah.
he was down, but he ended up getting the dude tripped him up though.
yeah, it was a whipping. It should have been a whipping, and
Yeah,
they didn't call it.
yeah. Like he clearly like stuck his leg out and tripped him up, and that's the contact that he made to rule him down. But they ruled him down, but were unable to look at him. Like, well, he was only down because he tripped him up. That should have been a 15-yard penalty to the
That's what got me. It was more of the non-call that got me because Mariota got it. Well, he got like 8 yards on that play or something like that.
I think the net gain on the play is probably less than what he like the distance he ran, because he ran a
Yeah,
decent amount. But I think he was so
right,
far, he was so deep in the pocket when he started running. It probably seemed like it was longer than it actually was.
right. But then we got the penalty, or not penalty, but he caught him down, so we got -5 yards, and
Right.
then
They gave him
no
credit for a
call
sack.
on the leg. Yeah, so it's just like
Yeah.
they were killing me, bro.
The refs were absolutely bad last night. And I don't know, man. Like, they don't like Terry. They don't
refs.
They don't like Terry when it's prime time, bro. Because every time it's a crucial moment, they always call a penalty on him, bro. Like the Giants game 2022, say he won't set.
Yeah.
Like,
Please don't bring that one back up.
Yeah, that was terrible. That was a long night too.
Yeah.
Long night, bro.
Yeah. So what did they actually call on to? I don't remember in the moment. What did they call? Did they call them for being offsides or like not being set or what?
Legal procedure, not being covered up.
Oh, okay. So the same thing as the Giants game then.
Basically.
Oh, you mean this game?
Yeah. This game.
I think it was a false start, right?
I think they said false start, but
yeah, false start.
He was literally just like, there was nothing that showed him any type of movement at all. Like,
I'm pretty sure it was a false start.
I was are y'all kidding me, bro?
Even and I watched the TV copy this today, and even they were like, "That's not a false start." The referee came on. He's like, "That's not a false start."
They also said that wasn't intentional grounding too, wasn't it?
Same thing.
Another play, they were like, what's going on, yo?
Yeah, Tirico and what's his name?
Chris Collins.
Chris Collins, where they were both on the outside. They were like, "Yo," like he just laughed. He's like, "I don't even know. I don't even know what these refs are talking about." Oh, that was frustrating. We still overcame it though. We kind of overcame it.
I mean, we still could have and probably should have won the game.
Yep.
I mean, like I said, they threw the that bomb to Terry. I think they called a touchdown, and they took it back. The next play, they did the same thing to Debo. Debo almost scored. Like, I mean, they were fighting, bro. Like they
were fighting.
They did not lay down at any point in that game, and they had plenty of reasons to do so.
100%.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That's tough, but it was what it is. Illegal motion. Also, they call it illegal motion.
Oh, leave a motion. Oh, okay.
Los, what up with you?
Oh, y'all. Hey, I need the Giants to beat the Patriots for my draft position. Sorry. I know you're not supposed to be voting, rooting for the Giants, but bigger fish to fry.
Oh, they get headbutted. What did he get headbutted? What?
Frankie Louvu went up
Frankie Louvu.
to as Frankie was falling towards him, you can see when they slow it down, you can see Frank kind of lower his head a little bit and give him a little.
Hey, Frank, I said it earlier today. I'm like, I don't know, man. Frankie might be that goon.
Yeah, he be tiptoeing that line. I'm trying
He
to tell you,
does. He
like
does.
Yeah. So
whatever that line is, he is like on it.
yeah. So let's go ahead and talk about the offense and defense. Let's start with the offense. So Terry was back, and we desperately needed to see him looking good. And honestly, I'm just gonna say this right now: the fact that there was some people in the fan base clamoring that he's not that dude and stuff like that, but you literally see him first time being healthy, and I don't know how long. It is literally a 9-day difference for him compared to any other receiver on the roster.
I mean, that just shows and again, all credit and praise to Terry for the game he had last night when he was supposed to be on a pitch count, and he was basically like the hell with that. But his performance, even last night, he hadn't played in 4 or 5 weeks, and has only played 3 other games prior to that. It just shows you how wide that talent gap is in that room. We've grown accustomed to seeing, Chris Moore and Robbie Chosen and
Man.
Whoever else was out there. And I mean, even in Terry was clearly the best receiver on the field last night. It wasn't even remotely close.
On both teams.
Oh yeah, yeah. And I mean, and he wasn't. I'm sure he wasn't his full self, but he had what 7 for 96 or something like that.
Something like that, and a tutty.
And a touchdown. Man, yeah. That talent gap is wide. Which I mean, I still think receiver is a need. No matter which angle you choose to attack it from, it's still a need. But yeah, man, that that shows you kind of what they've been missing this season with him not playing.
Yeah, my biggest takeaway from Terry, in addition to what you just said, was the effect he has on the defense. Now you couldn't load the box to stop the run. Now you couldn't, take someone like Debo away if you wanted to. You needed to account for Terry. So that shifted. If you want to run a cover 3, you got your safety going to shade over top. You're not going to be able to run support. All the things that a wide receiver one is supposed to do, he did for the entire offense. So now all of a sudden, C-Rod was going off. Bill went off a little bit. And the McNichols went that happened. He affects everything around the game. So that's, to me, is what Terry gives you. It's not, even if whatever opinion you have of Terry, you can't deny what how he helps this entire offense go just because of his presence and his ability. He was only out there for, like you said, snap count, right? And he was still affecting the offense and the limited amount of snaps. And I know it increased as the game went on, but at the beginning, he was still affecting the offense, which is insane.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also to note, though, this was probably one of the best performances I will say we've seen from the offense. Even without Jaden, going up against a top-ranked defense like, the Broncos, Vance Joseph. They literally had Patrick Surtain back. They had Alex Singleton back. They lead the league in sacks. They're very effective. Vance Joseph, coaches that unit. That offense went off last night. And, that was really the first time a healthy Debo and a healthy Terry were on the same field together. And you see how effective they was. And even Zach Ertz, his old self, he had 10 catches for 100 yards. Should have caught that pass in the red zone. But still, like the offense was on all cylinders. Now, of course, when we get to the defense, we know obviously we're still missing a lot of pieces of stuff right there. They gave up 27 points. We know we don't have a number one guy on the defensive line in terms of a pass rusher. We know our corners are snake bit right now with injuries and things like that. But still, when you look at your eyes, what your eyes tell you, compared to what we've seen for the 20 games of Joe Witt and the 2 games we've seen so far with DQ calling the defense, it's literally a functional 9-day difference.
It's
Like
night
the
and day, bro.
defense plays faster, more simplified, and they understand what they're supposed to do. Like they're playing with their eyes to the quarterback. They're letting them dink and dunk down the field. It's a bend with no break. But literally every time with Joe Witt, they break literally probably 3 to 5 plays. But this defense is, you see different blitz packages. You see a Will Harris get back there. I've seen some things that I never seen before, bro. I wish I had one of the clips where they had Will Harris in the box, had him in the box blitzing, but he literally backs out of it. I mean, like, they were throwing things at Denver last night. What are y'all thoughts on the defense?
I mean, they played great. I can't. It's not much more I can add to that. Like I said, like you said, there's been a night and day difference with DQ calling plays. I don't know. I know. I understand that Joe Witt is still part of the preparation process, and you know what I mean, all of that stuff. But like, and obviously DQ is he's now on his second head coaching opportunity because of what he was able to do as a defensive coordinator. So I mean, his work in that role speaks for itself. But like, is DQ just that much better than Joe Witt, or is Joe Witt just that much worse? I don't know. But I mean, once DQ took over that role, like it doesn't even look like the same defense. And they're still playing with a lot of the same players, like all the same players. Nobody's. I mean, they got Will Harris back last night, but like the players aren't any different. Like it's the same. And in fact, DQ in his 2 games have had much less to work with than Joe Witt had in his 20 or whatever it was. Excuse me. Like it is. Yeah, bro. It's they look like a completely different defense. They are flying around. They are disguising coverages, disguising blitzes. You know, and I understand Bowden's is a young quarterback, so it's easier to give him different looks and all of that kind of stuff. But even last week with Tua, I mean, Tua is experienced enough that Tua, you know, they had Tua guessing a lot last week. Well, 2 weeks ago, excuse me. But yeah, man, they look great to me. They look great. They look like an NFL defense, and that's with still playing Bobby Wagner more than he should probably be on the field. Not having a forget 1A. They don't have a 2B pass rusher. Like, you know what I mean? Like they are at they scraping the bottom of the barrel as it pertains to pass rushers. The secondary is still in shambles as it pertains to players' availability to them, and they still look like a functional NFL defense, and you know, have made things difficult for 2 legit NFL quarterbacks and head coaches, offensive minded head coaches at that.
True.
So I agree they look better. I think I'll just be a contrarian a little bit, right? So like I will say that DQ was very fortunate to have the schedule he has right now when he decided to take over. You're taking over a Miami offense that's anemic. You're facing and also an anemic Denver offense. You're about to face another anemic Minnesota offense if JJ comes. It don't matter if JJ or Maxey.
That's fair.
So
that's very fair.
I would, but I agree. Like they look like they're less missed tackles, less communication issues. It seems to be a lot more, you know, simplistic. So guys aren't confused about what you're saying. You see a little bit more corner blitzes. Like, I mean, I think I saw Will Harris going for blitz. I think I saw 31 Jonathan Jones going for blitz. I've seen a couple of different looks we haven't seen before. So I will give DQ credit of changing some things up. But I'm still seeing Bobby in coverage. I'm still seeing, you know, some opportunities on the offense that if it wasn't for no hands Ingram, he missed two wide open catches that would have been going for for a couple. So I think we still talent deficient, but I
For
do
sure.
think coaching has improved whatever we can to like raise the baseline a little bit, so we're not completely out of it like we were in the first in the first 8 9 weeks of the season. But I hear what you're saying. How what y'all saying about how it looks? They definitely looked the part. Let's see. We about to play. We want to play Dallas again on the 25th. That's a legit offense that can score on everybody. Let's see what it looked like right there. As an example. And that's all.
I do want to, when you were making your point, you mentioned that the tackling has gotten better, right?
Yes, it
The
has.
intensity has picked up. Now, again, going from coach to coach, it's easy to change scheme, right? You can change scheme. It's all three of us would probably run a different offense and defense if given the opportunity, right? So changing scheme is one thing, but even with DQ running the show essentially. Like the fact that the tackling has finally improved. Again, we still see like you say, we still seeing Bobby in coverage and all of that kind of stuff. But the fact that they seem like they can tackle now. Again, they're not the best tackling team in football. We obviously, but the rate of missed tackles seems to have gone down a lot, and the intensity itself of the defense has seemed to have picked up. And I don't intensity maybe with DQ, but I don't like. What do you think you can attribute like the change in mindset, I guess?
Well,
I
you also
think.
know, like
Oh,
DQ, he's very, energetic. Like he provides a lot of energy on the sideline in comparison to what
Yes.
we see from Joe Witt. So I
Mhm.
think
who's in the
they
booth?
who's in the booth, and like we even saw when DQ was in Dallas when he was in the booth. You see some of the clips they show like a DQ in the booth at Dallas. He was still being energized. He was screaming like, "Yes, like the
Mhm.
defense making a big play." I think that that's kind of
They're just
infectious,
feeding off of it. Yeah.
feeding off of that.
Yeah, I mean
That's
that's
good.
true. That's true. I also think that with the injury to Marshawn and to Amos, you were forced to move because for some reason this staff is committed to having Mikey in the slot, but you were forced to move Mikey outside where he seems to be more comfortable, at least at the NFL level. Um, and then you
Yeah.
bring a veteran back like a Jonathan Jones. Luckily enough, you have Will Harris come back, so all of those pieces probably does help what it looks like because we now know that they were struggling. Mikey was struggling to slide, and so now he's more back to his confident area. I don't care what he said. They had an interview with him I think last week, and he talked a lot about that decision. But he clearly is more comfortable on the outside right now. So all of that probably to your point, your question, yeah, they're more confident, comfortable. Basically, they believe in the scheme, they believe in their abilities. They going, Mikey was out there laying wood. Mikey, what, 5'10",
Five.
185?
I think
Like,
Mikey's listed at 5'10", which is probably being generous.
right. Like
Um,
he's not that big of a dude, but he was out there laying wood like he was, like playing safety, so
I think with Mikey, I think Mikey playing on the outside, it causes him to think less. Right. When he's playing in the slot, it's a lot more moving pieces, a lot more space that he has to be, accountable for. I think by playing on the boundary, the fact that he has the sideline right there to his advantage, I think it just kind of simplifies what he's doing, where he can kind of just he's more locked into doing like one thing, whether that's hook curl, quarters, man, whatever his coverage is, he's more locked into what his responsibility is, and it just allows him to
right.
play a little bit faster because he doesn't have to think as much. You know what I mean? I think
Yeah,
Mikey benefits from that. And again,
yeah,
we've seen it. We've seen it not just with this staff. We've seen it with Ron. We've seen it with Shanahan. We've seen it with Jay Gruden. For whatever reason, a lot of these staffs come in here, and once they carve out a role for a guy, they're going to try until somebody gets fired to make this guy fit this role. And like we understand, we all know what Mikey was drafted to do. we've also seen what he's better at doing, at the very least more comfortable doing. And they seem determined to try to make it work in the slot, and I just don't think that's where it is right now for him. Like maybe with
And if
more
you
time
think
and
about
experience,
it,
maybe, but
and if you think about it, it's not so much like a DC thing, right? Like as fans, we always think, why us? Like why are we the only team that go through stuff like that? Like, but it's a coordinators, coaches pride type thing, right? Like even Breeze, right? I'm sure that you had your own drills that you like to run, right?
eh,
You know what I'm
absolutely,
saying? So like
absolutely,
it's just it's that mindset that look like, and I think this is an issue. And like CeeLo, we were talking about a lot about this uh um uh NFL lifespan, right? Why is it only 3.5 years? It's because coordinators are trying to force their scheme on players that's unable to run it instead of running a scheme that fits the players that they have.
right,
So in turn, because a player is deemed unable to run a certain scheme, they get like whitelisted and then they end up out the league because they
I
looking at
like that.
as not a good player because they're
which
not able to run a certain scheme. They have talent to do things and they just need the right scheme to fit into. And it's a sad thing that the player has to search for the scheme when in turn, like the player, in order for a player to have longevity in the NFL, they have to seek out the scheme that they fit in because the
right,
coach is not going to fit the player to their scheme. In turn,
No
they're
talent.
unable to do this because the actual team has to want them to play
right,
unless they're going to play for free.
right.
Right? Like so it's something that it's just not going to it's just not going to change, bro.
I never understood that as a coach though. Like, and I know, I'm an offensive guy, and I know defense is a little different, kind of more scheme dependent on certain players. But I've never understood why, like me as a coordinator, right? Like I may want to run a specific offense where we're pass happy. We got guys running all up and down the field. If I show up one year or 1 week or whatever, and I'm down to my basement level receivers, but I got 3 running backs ready to go. Guess what? We gonna run the ball a lot. Like I can tweak what I do to better suit the skill set of the players I have at my disposal. Now I coach high school, so it's a little different. Where a lot of times I just got to coach with whatever walks through that door regardless of what I may want to do, what I end up getting may not fit that, and I have to change what I do if I want to keep my job. But I've just never understand. I never understood why so many coaches refuse to kind of tweak their scheme to fit the player that they have. Furthermore, at the pro level where you can literally just go sign guys, why you don't go sign more players who actually fit what you want to do? DQ, there's nothing new about DQ system. We know what kind of player, and I know Joe Witt it's Joe Witt's defense. I get it, I get it, right? But we know what this defense should look like to function at its absolute best from Seattle, from Atlanta, from Dallas. Like we know what it's supposed to look like. And I just never, I don't understand why you see guys who are out of position, clearly not functioning well in that role that you have for them, and continue to let them and make them do that.
I think to add to that, I think as humans we tend to fall back on what makes us feel comfortable, right? It takes a lot for a person to step out of their comfort zone and to do something, whatever that something is. So if you grew up in a 3-4, your defense coordinator 3-4, zone based system, you're in time. I mean, Joe we've been a coach for 20 years, right?
Mm,
So we're asking him to change what he knows best over 20 years of experience for a guy to fit and to work.
right.
And I think
Yeah.
that's a special kind of person. Like, and I'm not giving them any, I'm not giving them any, but it's just, I think that's the reality situation. I think that's what happens in NFL. I think that's probably what happens in life. You tend to fall back on what makes you most comfortable. And so those rare coaches that can that don't have an ego or open to feedback or all that stuff, and they can actually apply, their teaching methods to what that person does well and just make them successful in any scheme. That's a special coach.
Yeah.
I think that's a special coach. And it's a rare coach.
I think that's a good point. The fun part about coaching is learn the scheme and all their principles are behind. To be fair, it's hard to master just one scheme. Unless you put all your focus into trying to master it, you absolutely you absolutely lose the you lose the ability to really expand like your playbook by trying to master one thing.
Right.
That's why I have to give props to Cliff, right? You talk about, I know we're talking defense, but like Cliff, for example, like he came in this like air raid kind of background, but this is a different Cliff. This is a different Cliff. He's adjusted to his personnel, to his circumstances, to Jaden, and I think that's impressive for a coach like that, because I know he want to throw the ball 55 times. I know he does, but he's not. I mean, we are literally, statistically speaking, we're a top 6 running team, and Cliff Kingsbury is our offensive coordinator. Yeah. Think about that for a second.
That's what I'm saying. I think it's a little, I don't want to say easy, but that's the only word that comes to mind right now. But I think it's a little easier to do it on offense, because even as a, if you're like, we know Cliff is a pass happy play caller, right? That's what he would rather do. He still has running play. Like there are still, play that he can call to suit.
And he has running quarterbacks too.
Right. Yeah. So like defense, like, that's why I say defense is more scheme dependent, right? Because if you want to run a 3-4, you need specific players to do that. You cannot take a team that's built to run a 4-3 and line up in a 3-4 and think it's going to work the way it's designed to work. You know what I mean? So defense is more like, the defensive success is more scheme dependent on, having the guys, the right guys to fit what you want to do.
And like, and to that point, it's like you can't run a 3-4 defense successfully without a true nose guard, nose tackle, zero tech, whatever you want to call it, right? Like it's impossible to do that, because that person specifically is supposed to hold blocks at the point of attack. Like that's their role, right? Like you cannot run that success. Like teams can probably get away with it with having a lot of talent, right? But sometimes, and please understand what I'm saying, bro. Sometimes, if you can find a coordinator that can be successful with less talent, he's much better than a coordinator that's successful with talent.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Right?
Anybody
some
can
coordinators, right? Like some coordinators, offense or defense, need talent to be successful. Right. And like what CeeLo was saying, like I don't think like to Cliff, he's still that same guy. And we see it often, right? Like he wants to do it. But at the same time, it's about, like you always hear me say, we talk about coordinators, it's about telling a story. Right? Like every play, like you could write down a play right now, right? Every offensive play is designed to win. Every one of them is designed to win, and you can do it. You can. Every offensive play is designed to win. You can put a defense out there. I can put an offense on a sheet of paper. You can put a defense, and I can draw up a play that is going to have my player score every single time, right? But it doesn't work like that, right? So in order for you to move the chains, you're going to have to go to page 48 of your run plays and call some of them in order for you to get enough time to be able to do what you really want to do. Right? It's called sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? Like it's called sacrifice. And sometimes, most times, coordinators is not willing to do that. Right?
Yeah.
3rd and 4, you got Debo in the slot running a fade after C-Rob getting you like 6 yards a clip. You can run a fade to Debo. Cliff, what are you doing, bro? Like, bro, what are you doing, bro? Like, come on. Like, what is that?
Well,
You know what I'm saying?
my third and goal sheet, it says I could do that though. I got it right here. I got it right here.
It doesn't work like that, bro. So here's my question. DQ has a system, but I said he doesn't want to call. Actually, today he said it's a possibility that he may do it next year. He got that itch back. And this is what we knew was going to happen. Right? Like, CeeLo, I don't think you coached football before, right? Like, I don't think you coached football before.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I can guarantee you, every time Breeze ride past Dunbar, every time he ride past any school where he sees youth football, he wants to get out there at that moment, even though he took a year off. I've been out the game like 6 years. And every summer every spring around April, when they start with 7 on, I get an itch if I see it. But I know that I don't have the time to do it. So as soon as DQ started it,
nobody on the field.
Right, like like as soon as he started doing it, like it's over, bro. He's not gonna want to give it up. He's not gonna give it up. And I knew when y'all was talking about like the differences in how the defense looked, it's about experience, man. It's a different ball game actually calling and being responsible for calling the play. Like DQ, he understands what people are capable of doing and what they're not. Yeah, it's very hard. It's very rarely the last couple of weeks that you've seen Revo chasing a ball down 40 yards downfield.
Yeah. And I don't know if you got my fault. Go ahead.
I was just wondering, what do y'all think about the Savage inactive thing? Is that just a numbers game?
To me, bro. I even twatted. I was like, bro, like, is he hurt? Like, why is he inactive? Because Harris back? Nah, bro. Like Owens ain't doing nothing but running on specials. Like, even though I want to see Owens playing, like, I don't know what he doing at practice, bro. But they saw him twice this year, and they was like, nah, we ain't going back to him. Because remember, he was all part of that youth movement before Witt got fired. And they was like, nah, he stay on specials. But yeah, Breeze.
I forgot the point I was gonna make now. Yeah, come back to me, teacher. No, you good.
No, we was talking about the defense. We talking about the itch.
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah. I don't know if you got any clips queued up, but I don't think DQ didn't want to use that verbiage of like I got that itch back. You know what I mean? But he definitely was like, it took me a week or two to get comfortable. You know what I mean? Which again to me is like, I just had to, I had to get my feet wet again. You know what I'm saying? But I'm back now though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Then they asked him, about the future, but no, it's a possibility. It might happen. Like, not yes, not no, but maybe. And
I had the audio queued up. I'm sure he said it on his press conference, but I ain't timestamp it. Yeah, man. So like that's what it like. If I get like what you were saying, right? If he's the DQ now, like wanting to get that itch or whatever, he probably would have been told. This is why, like, these last 2 weeks helped me to understand that I think he was always involved in the defense, but he wasn't involved in the defense, right? Because for you to be like a defensive coordinator and see the things that's going on, and you in the room, no way you're not more than overpowering stuff. Yeah. No way. Like, it had to be a Ron type thing, because we know, like, as much as we say about Ron, bro, he had to, like, he was team president in a sense. Like, he had so much he had to do, bro. Like, I don't think he probably was in no meetings. I'm just gonna be honest. He probably was talking with politics. I don't know what he was doing, but
he was doing the rebrand stuff.
he was in meetings that don't include nothing about being on the football field. But Dan, I absolutely think because I think he really wanted to just CEO the team. I think that's what he really wanted to do. And I just didn't think he put himself in positions to compromise that. Is why I think that he wasn't as involved as a lot of us think that he was even prior to Witt. I think he really was like, "This is your shot. I'm giving you your shot. You said you was ready. You've been in the game 20 years. I'm gonna go let you do your thing, and I'm a, you know what I'm saying? I'm a CEO of the team." And he let him do his thing until your boy probably came from upstairs, like, "Look, man." Adam was like, "Look, man. Like, I know that's your boy. I know we talked about you not calling plays, but you gotta do something, man."
Something got to something got to
Yeah, it
shake.
was bad. It looked bad. It did look pretty bad. It looked pretty bad.
um, so what else I missed? I did want to. I don't know if y'all talked about. Did y'all talk about Terry at all yet?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So let me see. Media brought this up. So like I don't know if y'all saw the clip that I put out with Candy from the summertime actually because we was talking about the quarterback coaches and she
Mhm.
was saying how David Blau is actually the one more involved with Cliff, right? Like a lot of the big plays from last year, a lot of those memorable plays was some of his, and he helped a lot of those plays, and some was his calls. So he's
Mm.
actually the guy that's like under Cliff. Now, mind you, remember Tavita Pritchard came last year, right? So he was already here as quarterbacks coach. So they probably just didn't want to, Blau's still young, right? Blau's still young, right?
But yeah, Blau was
Yeah,
still
yeah, yeah,
Blah.
Blau
yeah,
just retired like 2 years
He
ago.
just retired.
yeah,
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 he
yeah,
literally was
yeah,
a
yeah,
good.
yeah. So
He was
like,
the backup. He was the
assistant
third string for
quarterbacks
Detroit.
coach, but he's been the one that's been in, in a lab with Cliff and everything. So the only thing with this is I don't think the loss is huge, right? But you never want to get rid of people that's comfortable with your franchise quarterback, right? Like you never want to
Yeah.
take that lightly. But even though Blau is just as important and involved with the quarterbacks as Tavita Pritchard was. So
Is
Yeah.
which guy is out there throwing the ball for
Blau.
Jaden?
Blau,
Blau.
Okay.
Blau.
Okay.
Yeah. But I was just about to say, like, I don't think it's a huge loss, and that's not a knock on Tavita. Because I mean, obviously he's a credible enough coach. He was able to get a head coaching job at Stanford. Like, I mean, being alumni and being friends with Andrew Luck doesn't hurt either. But
Yeah,
he
that's a
was good
friend
enough that
high. Be
that he
fired
can.
in 2 years. But go
Yeah,
ahead.
yeah, probably, maybe, but especially in that conference. But yeah, like to see those points, like those clips that we see of the quarterbacks doing accuracy drills and throwing to the trash can into the net. Like David Blau is doing those drills with he seems to work more hands on with the quarterbacks than even Tavita did. Um,
Yeah.
and even when they hired a lot of these guys, we all had our assumptions of what the succession plan was. If and when Cliff, if Mr. got a head coaching job or something like that, and Tavita and David were both kind of 1A, 1B in a lot of those succession plans to be in the OCs. I don't think it's a major loss, and even I think David Blau can kind of speak more so the language of the player. Like I say, he was still playing football. He was on the Lions roster 2 years ago. Like he was actively playing. He retired and then immediately jumped into coaching. So I mean, I don't think it's a major loss. I think he'll be fine stepping in, and I wouldn't if and when Cliff
Mhm.
were to take a head coaching job someplace, if that were to happen, I wouldn't be surprised if David Blau was actually his replacement. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't be surprised.
The only thing I think about with that is are we sure Dan Quinn will go with a young guy for that?
I don't think so.
Um,
I don't know.
I mean, I
I mean, even
I
with the
think
Falcons, he had experienced guys.
yeah,
yeah,
I
he
mean,
called
I
plays
think
in the Falcons, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think I mean the only other guy again, if we talk about the succession plan after Cliff, the only other guy that I think would be a part of that conversation would probably be Brian Johnson. And I mean, there are rumors that Anthony Lynn might be leaving to go to college, and that I've heard Bobby Ingram, was talking to Penn State about different things. So I mean, this offensive staff is probably going to look a little bit different next year anyway. Just kind of depends
I
on which
thought he already
dominoes
left.
fall. Ingram, Ingram's still there, I
Oh,
think.
I don't know why I think.
Wide receiver coach, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was something come out
Um,
about him recently? I don't remember.
yeah, I think he interviewed with Penn State for their head coaching job.
Okay, that's what it was. I knew I heard something.
Yeah,
That's what it was. He interviewed with him. Okay.
yeah. So I mean, this staff there are probably going to be a few moving parts and pieces to the staff. But I think they're confident and comfortable enough with Blau. Now, to your point about Dan going with a younger guy, I don't know, but I mean, we saw how that looked when it was Sean McVay's turn here, and everybody knew what he was going to be, and who he was going to be, and there was just no room for him to elevate here, and ultimately he got offered the Ram job, and we see what happened with that. Granted,
Yeah, but
different regime,
he
but
had years of experience though.
yeah, I mean, I know
But
he was, tight ends
I
coach,
think,
and
but I think the McVay thing is maybe it's not any rare anymore, but I remember that distinctly. People were like, it's a favor. It's just a favor of a interview. He won't get it. He's too young. I think he was like 30.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And people were like, nah,
yeah, he
he's
was
not
young.
gonna get that. That's a big job. He's just a tight end offensive coordinator for 1-2 years. And they kind of dismissed it like
And
he'll
Gruden
be
was
back
really calling
here.
the plays. He wasn't.
Bro,
When it came
he
out
got
that
that
Gruden
job and
he was
took
actually calling the
off.
plays.
Yeah, in the
Yeah.
max call.
Well,
He took
I don't
off.
think people expected him to get the job when he got it, which is why the Redskins at the time were perfectly fine letting him interview. They're like, that's cool. I mean, he ain't going nowhere. But I think everybody,
Right.
there was also a perception as to one day he will be. And
Right.
we also aware of a lot of the other guys that were on that staff too. But I specifically remember, talking about Sean, or there being discussions about like Sean McVay. One day he's going to be X,
Right.
Y, Z, and he got the opportunity. And a lot of us even thought he got the opportunity to be a head coach probably a year or two sooner than he maybe should have got it. But once he got it, I mean,
Clearly is the right move. I think
Right.
yeah, I think if they do, so do y'all think they hire promote from within if Cliff leaves?
I just don't. I think.
Yeah, I do.
I don't know, man. Like, does Brian Johnson really want it, or he's just riding the coattail?
I think he wants to be a head coach though.
Yeah.
Brian Johnson, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
I don't really. I know he had a couple interviews, but I don't really hear his name as much, right? Like,
No.
I mean,
But let's be honest, Joe. We had interviews last year too.
Yeah, I think
coaching
Brian
job?
Johnson was.
Yes, he interviewed with a
he
Jets
he
job.
interviewed
Okay. Let me
somewhere,
say that he will get interviews, but I don't think it's a hiring interview. I think it's a black interview.
I think
for sure.
I think Brian Johnson was made like a scapegoat in Philly. Not a scapegoat.
Yeah, he
But
was. He took his play calling.
Yeah. He was made the scapegoat. If I had to remember how that looked. Yeah, I think he was kind of made.
But
the
Jalen had
scapegoat
his
in Philly
best passing year.
Ironically, yep. Jade and AJ had their best statistical seasons under Brian Johnson.
Yeah.
I think Brian Johnson's a good. I mean, I remember when he was in college at what it was Utah, right?
Florida.
Like, Brian Johnson was Florida? No, I mean he was playing.
Oh, playing. Sorry.
Yeah, I think I remember when he was still. I mean, he was a good quarterback when he was in college, but
He was a quarterback.
Yeah.
Well, what in the world?
What?
Yeah, got me in the gulag somewhere. I just came back.
Bro, I'm looking straight at Breeze and CeeLo like I don't even see you down there. That's why I'm like, what in the world? Because I would have been changed the joint back. I'm like, yeah,
and then you say college, and DT like, wait a minute.
Yeah,
wait,
he's college. He come out of nowhere.
But yeah, man, I don't know. Like I said, if they were to because again, I don't they're not gonna fire Cliff to hire David Blau or anybody else. But if Cliff were to move on, like I said, I would not be surprised at them hiring David Blau. Because I just don't think Tavita is that big of a loss based on kind of what we know of the inner workings of the organization.
Yeah, so the thing with Cliff is, I know a lot of people have been saying, about the college name. Me personally, I don't think Cliff is going back to college because college, when he left, is completely different from how college is now. Like, you literally seen the whole Lane Kiffin fiasco, all this other stuff. We'll talk about Inner Lab on Thursday. But like the college game is extremely different. It's literally trying to be the amateur NFL when it comes to paying players, transfer portal, NIL, all these other things that you got. All these boys fighting.
Who that? I ain't even watching.
The Giants and Patriots.
Giants, Patriots.
Fight.
Yeah. But I think it's likely he might take an NFL job before he takes a college job. But me personally, I think I'm like 45% he will go for an NFL job right now. To me, it depends on the job and the situation on where he would go.
This is the thing, right? And I know this is more end of the lab type question, though, right? Can he? Is his name hot enough that he can wait another year?
Cliff?
You know what? I'll keep my mouth shut.
Hey, I mean, listen, I got.
That's what I was gonna say. Like,
I got a school in Lexington that could use his services.
Yeah, he's not going.
Bro, y'all just hired Will Steins, bro. Y'all good?
We did?
Bro.
Yeah.
All right.
Offensive coordinator for Oregon. Yeah, he nice.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Let me do a little bit of research.
Like Unc was like, well, he could take this morning on the radio. He was like, he could take that UCLA. I said, Unc, he's not going to UCLA.
I'm not going to UCLA.
Yeah, he go ahead and take that job. Unc, he's not going to UCLA.
That place is like
he's not going to UCLA, and he end up not going. They end up hiring what's the dude name? DT.
The enemy.
No, UCLA hired a coach today.
Oh yeah, the guy from JMU.
Yeah, JMU, James Madison. Which I always think they're just like a ROTC school.
Yeah. I don't know what job. I mean, there's a lot of college jobs out there right now, but
like which one? LSU gone? That was the hottest one, right?
The only job right now that is like of the Power Four, it would be Penn State. That's like big. I don't see Cliff going there. I just don't see it.
I thought it was, if anything, I thought it was gonna be Florida. And that's already filled. So
we did. Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. I did a little research. My bad.
Doesn't Cal? He don't gonna want to watch. He don't want to work for Coach Rivera over in Cal.
I doubt that. I doubt that.
Y'all tune in Thursday. Thursday's gonna be an interesting conversation. I will drop Cliff's name into that.
But he is definitely going to be a candidate for one of these head coaching jobs. You got Tennessee. You're gonna have New York. You might have Miami. You might have Cleveland, Cincinnati. I mean, he's gonna have a ton of opportunities if he wants to coach.
I can definitely see the Giants. Yeah, I can see them trying to pair Jackson Dart with
a guy like Cliff.
That mindset, like that.
If he make it, right? Like the kid might not make it the next year, bro.
He literally just got popped on the sideline.
So, bro, like I'm telling you, yeah, like this is when we saw him earlier, I was like, yeah, he gonna young and too reckless, bro.
Well, that's a different conversation.
That is too reckless, yeah.
We said that, but we said that in like week 5, dog. Like these two, him and Cam both is not sustainable.
No, bro.
Like they are like reckless. Whatever's worse than reckless, that's what they are. Like there is zero care or concern for anything. Like they are. I mean, dog.
I don't know about the NFL hottest coaches, man. Like, I just got to see how the season shake out, right? Of course, all the top teams gonna have some candidates, especially if they call in plays.
I can name probably one, maybe two, and they're both on the Rams. Aubrey President and the defensive coordinator. Their name been in the circle for the past couple of years. In terms of
like, probably. Yeah, Aubrey Pleasant
is the peasant dude.
About dude.
Peasant. That's not his name.
Pleasant.
What about the Kubiak kid? That's the offensive coordinator for
the Sun,
San Francisco.
The Sun, San Francisco. Is he being talked about?
His name been steaming, but he still has his lumps too. Like you get what I
Yeah.
mean. Like
Mhm.
there are some concerns about that. I mean, it's still the same Shanahan system, but
Yep.
how is it going to be different when you're running the entire organization? Like, is he ready for that? I mean, shoot, his father ran organization multiple years. Like, you should have it, but that's questions like that. But
Yeah.
where would Cliff rank in those hottest coordinators, bro? Because everybody's going to think about them days when he was at Arizona, that bad taste in his mouth.
I think it greatly depends on which job, though. Because I think if somebody were to go after Cliff Kingsbury to be their head coach, I think it would be a team with a promising young quarterback. So a Jackson Dart, a Cam Ward. Um, I can't think of
Burrow.
where else. Is it Burrow?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all
Zach
think Zach
Taylor
Taylor
gonna
get
get
fired?
fired, bro.
I don't
He
know if
got
Zach
to,
Taylor.
bro.
Who?
I don't.
But you talking
Zach
about the,
Taylor.
Zach Taylor.
Oh,
But they
The
cheap
Cincinnati
though.
Bengals.
Ooh.
Like their owners is cheap though. Like they probably ain't trying to pay two coaches, bro.
Yeah,
I
Remember, but
don't know what
remember,
year was Zach Taylor in, but what you
I
about to say,
don't know.
CeeLo? Remember?
remember that Cliff is still getting paid by the Cardinals and through 2027. So
Wait a
he can
minute.
be. Yes, he
They
signed an
read him.
extension.
He signed.
They extended him the year before they fired him, so he can be real selective.
Mm.
He
In
he
that
ain't got
case,
like.
if I'm Cliff, I ain't going nowhere, dog.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
But he's going to be able to be very, very selective where he goes in terms of GM, in terms of quarterback, draft position. He can be like, yeah, bro. Like, I don't.
I
But
just
with think in mind though, Mitch, remember he was going to the Raiders, and he would have been fired. Like that would have been horrible. Um, but then Magic did his magic, whatever.
That
But
was a
it's not
great
like,
move by.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
not like, it's not like he was coming here originally. I don't think, because remember we was hearing stuff about Chip Kelly
Hmm.
and
thank
all these
God that
other
ain't
people,
happening.
and then Cliff came out of nowhere, right? So
Hmm.
I don't think he's a Dan guy, even though Dan said he's been watching them and he always wanted to coach. But then they coached together like a Senior Bowl or a Pro Bowl or something. DT one time
who?
before, I think that's what he said. Dan Quinn and Cliff. It was like a one-off type thing. I think Dan said something like that.
I'll
But
have to check and see.
but he wasn't a Dan guy, right? So
It
we
would have
know
it
that
would have
for a
had to be like
fact.
a Senior Bowl or something. But what am I
But
about
I
to say?
wonder if he's like, because I don't know who wanted the hot young coaches in McDonald and Ben. I don't know if it was Adam. I don't know if it was
Good
the
catch.
basketball guy. I don't know
Wow.
if it was who. But if Adam wanted the young studs, I mean, maybe he got Cliff as a successor.
Are we if we factor in like the money part of it, are we still sure that Cliff Kingsbury wants to be like the head coach of an organization? Because we all know like now at this point, like being a head coach is much deeper than just calling plays and running the offense. Like, it's way different to be like the CEO of an organization. And Cliff has that. He's done it before. And I'm not completely sold on the fact that Cliff wants to be a head coach again, especially in the NFL.
Like
Money
this is the
aside,
thing.
money
Yeah,
aside.
I know.
If he's getting free reign to kind of do his own thing and getting paid good money to be an OC and also getting that head coaching money, I mean, he
I
might be
mean, there's
cool
no
with it.
there's no benefit. I mean, he doesn't, from a financial standpoint, he don't need to, he definitely doesn't need to leave. Like if he really wants to be a head coach, I can see it, but he certainly doesn't have to leave to be a head coach to get paid or anything like that.
I mean, it's that
I just
pride, right? Like,
Yeah,
you
I
know,
think I think he wants to erase the
erase
Arizona
that.
stink
Yeah.
and and get, I mean, naturally, as a competitor, you just want to get to the highest level and be successful.
Yeah,
And
I understand that.
eventually I could see him wanting to, maybe he's comfortable, like you said, now because things are going well for the most part. I know this year is a little struggle, but yeah, I think eventually going, get opportunity, get that little itch, like, yeah, I can do this,
Yeah.
so.
Like if
And
he's not the Ben Johnson of this off season, I can see him coming back.
yeah, but I mean, and y'all may view it differently, but I mean, I think being able to continue to work with Jaden Daniels is like a hell of a bargaining chip, though. Like if you're looking at, okay, I can sit here and continue to build my profile and my portfolio working with Jaden Daniels and crafting this offense how I want it crafted, or I can go risk essentially my last opportunity being a head coach and tie that to Cam Ward, Jackson Dart, Shador Sanders, or anybody, Dylan Gabriel or any other rookie, whoever. Like, if those are my options based on just the five people I named, if I'm attaching my career to any of those specific players, I'm gonna stick with Jaden Daniels, and that's not me being biased to my team, but it's like let's say Stefanski gets fired in Cleveland, and they call Cliff Kingsbury. He's like, well, we want you to be our head coach, but we want you to make it work with one of them two dudes. It's like, ooh.
Do they have any first round picks this year, DT? Do the Browns got a first round pick?
They should. That's
They should.
Probably.
They should.
They should have all their picks plus some.
But I'm looking at some of the job openings right now, and mindful, a lot of the coaches that just got hired to these SEC schools, they came from these Group of Five schools, such as South Florida, Memphis, and stuff.
Mhm.
So currently, coaches that have been hired: Lane Kiffin left Ole Miss to LSU. Pete Golding, defensive coordinator for Ole Miss, is the Ole Miss head coach. Franklin got fired by Penn State, now at Virginia Tech. Golish, UCF, Auburn. Silverfield leads Memphis to Arkansas. Summerall leads Tulane for Florida. Morris leads North Texas, Oklahoma State. Jim Moore leaves UConn of Colorado State. Jamarcus Shepard, the coordinator for Alabama, is at Oregon State. And Pritchard is now at Stanford. I mean, like I said, the only big high-key job will be Penn State. And I don't know what's going on with them. Me personally, they shouldn't have fired James Franklin. I understand all this and that and stuff like that, but how you have weird expectations, you really think you're going to win a national championship with Ohio State, Michigan, and Oregon in the same conference with you?
Yeah, I mean, I don't foresee
foresee
any scenario in which Cliff, he's not leaving here to go coach UCF. Right, or JMU or even I mean I don't know if Ole
He
Miss
definitely ain't leaving here to go. Look. Shoot,
It can be done though, but I just don't see it.
I doubt it. I doubt it.
Like he ain't. If he goes to the Browns, they using them picks to trade up for a quarterback. That's for sure.
Yeah,
but
for
again,
certain.
and you got to trade shooter too, right? Like Cliff
Yeah.
ain't going nowhere where it's going to be drama. So you might knock off the Giants because I don't know what they going off their joint. Like you got a GM that's probably on a hot seat coming in. I don't know, man. A lot of these coaches these days they want their own GMs, right? So
Yeah,
it's gonna be interesting, man. Miami,
That's a weird dynamic.
Miami got Cliff written all on it though, bro. If they move up, but they've been playing for their coaches.
I could see that going the same way
I
for
could
Cliff as it went for Mike McDaniel, though.
Yeah, it can, but
I know
it's
he's still has a
Miami.
job right now, but
Miami,
I mean, like the city of Miami certainly has Cliff written all over it. But I mean, I think Mike McDaniel is a good coach. I think he's a great offensive coordinator.
He said the Browns can draft another 3 quarterbacks.
They might have to. But, yeah, man.
I don't know what them dudes doing.
They still got ain't Deshaun still over there?
Yeah, he's still under contract. He's been mentoring Shador Sanders the last 2 weeks, dog. Like,
hey, go to bed, you got to be up in the morning, 8 o'clock.
Ain't nobody signing up for that, man.
I just don't see, man. They go away from Stefanski, like that job. They're gonna have to get that job to like a black guy that they've been. Brian Johnson might get that job.
Nah.
But ain't that like a top? Ain't it like a top 10 defense and all they need? I mean,
bro, they every year they got a rack of talent, bro.
they got talent.
That's got to go to. That's gonna have to go to somebody whose name and profile is bigger than the Browns is. Like that's gonna have to be a high profile coach. If they want them, if they want that coach to deal with whatever's going on there. If you're Brian, you can't attach like a Brian Johnson to that because he's not. His name and profile is not big enough that if things start going south, that he's gonna be able to outlast it. Like I don't know if there's a coach available that can be like, yeah, I got it. Don't worry about it. This my show. But
What
Hey
about
T,
dude
I don't
just
know
got
where you T.
fired from
I was in
the
the red
Giants?
zone lot after the game. Who got fired?
talking about Brian
Talking about
Daboll. Nah,
Brian Daboll.
he
Oh,
need to go call plays. He can go to Penn State. Shit, let him go coach Penn State.
yeah. That's a perfect. That's
Fun
perfect
fact: he
hire.
was a coach at Penn State.
There you go.
Boom. Look at that.
Fun fact. Look. I was in the red zone lot after the game, right? But I wasn't standing out there in the 1 o'clock. So I don't know when you got all the pictures.
I
Hey,
went
nah.
went
First of
straight to
all,
my
she should
car.
not be
Yeah.
saying beefing up here. The way she used that word on her timeline, absolutely not, bro.
This YouTube. Hopefully
Nasty.
she'll have a YouTube
Oh,
timeline. Hopefully she'll have a YouTube
if she got a
timeline.
YouTube timeline, I don't know what it might look like.
Yo.
She got a YouTube timeline.
It's a whole
You got
different. It ain't .com. I tell you that.
Bro, I was 2 spaces from Earn on
Oh
405
man,
and 1. I was 2 spaces from there. I was out there like 10 minutes after the game.
I went straight to my car. I went straight,
bro, I went
boy.
straight to the car, bro. Like straight to the car.
He said, Daddy
I
Prime going to Cleveland.
Ew.
Prime going to
please,
Cleveland.
hell, I'm sorry. Please don't do that.
But he came up.
Do
Never
not.
mind. Never mind.
Do
No, never
not.
mind. Let me stop,
Because
bro.
this is about to turn into the lab in a minute, and I don't want to do that. But
No.
do not. If there's anybody in Cleveland watching this, all right, do not where the camera at? Do not
Where the
hire
camera at?
that
Crazy.
man's father to be the head coach of your professional football team. Do not do it. I do not listen.
It's gonna be a
DT, I'm gonna let you
circus,
have it on
bro.
Thursday. Do not do that.
It's gonna be a circus.
The
Bro. No
team
way.
will self-implode if you hire that particular head coach to run your professional organization.
At least
Don't
they
do
all had Nikes. They had the Deion Jones. They had the glasses. Like a straight college team.
Oh my God, I can hear it now.
But yeah, man, shout out
We
to
here.
Terry McLaurin. Hey, bro, I look. Carson Wentz is the most needed, unwanted player in sports history.
What happened now? You got another job?
No, I'm just saying, Zach Ertz is the most needed, unwanted
Oh, you said
player in
Carson Wentz.
sports history.
Yeah, you said you said how you go from Carson Wentz to Zach Ertz?
Oh, I said Carson Wentz. I mean, well,
He's thinking about the Eagle days.
He said
bro,
they all
he
look
get
alike.
up
So
like Carson Wentz. He get up like, bro, when you watching him live, bro, you be like, man, he walking like to the side. He's just like I see what he need them vet days, bro. Cause when he get up, he be hurt. Cause so yesterday, right? I don't know if y'all noticed, but like it seemed like he wasn't in the game in the first half. Like I think after he got hit out of bounds, it looked like he went down awkwardly because he went down like incredibly slow. And
Ertz.
yeah, and like ever since then, he was just like on the sidelines, running up and down the sidelines. I was like, is he hurt? Is he hurt or something? But he ain't look hurt though. But like he's like that old dude on the basketball court that is too big, he's slow, he old, he can't move, but he always dropping buckets. He always
or,
hitting
or,
Speaking of dropping,
with the
20 years
behind the
ago,
back
he
pass.
played for Duke.
Right.
So, so you don't know that though, but you don't. All of a sudden, you're like, wait a minute.
This dude, old dude, like that. He slow as a mug though. Everything he do super slow, but you can't stop it. Like that's how Ertz is, man. But what you about to say, Breeze?
I just listen, man. Zach Ertz and this falling immediately as soon as you touch the football thing is getting on my last nerve, bro. Like,
Oh no, he got some yak yesterday. What you
Now
talking
he
about?
thought he was the young Zach Ertz yesterday.
I'm talking about
He was zigging and zagging. He just went
it was
nowhere.
like
But
3rd and
Nowhere.
8, 3rd and 9.
Oh
So
my
I believe
gosh.
he just caught the ball and
And fail.
failed.
They
And
not
it's
giving
all
you that first down ever.
it's always on these like third and long where he catches the ball with room to get the first down, but the minute he catches it, he always catches it like a yard or two short and just falls.
bro.
He did it against Miami where he caught it and he slid against Miami like he thought he was playing quarterback. I just don't. I think that was Miami. I just don't.
Bro,
What?
they
Go ahead, man.
did a tight end screen.
I saw that, man. I know what you're talking about.
Who else they gonna do it with, man? Holston Yankoff?
Yes.
Yeah, they probably about to say it. I never mind. I
Yes.
thought about it after I said it. I thought about it after I
Anybody.
said
Like
it.
put Debo like, bro, anybody how you
Yo,
like
they
sometimes Cliff think he outsmarting people, bro, but you don't have the players to do
Sometimes,
that, yeah.
bro,
sometimes.
they be featuring Zach Ertz. Like they feature him.
Literally, yeah.
Like he's actually a focal point in the offense, which to me is kind of insane.
I mean, like the stuff across the middle, the first downs, the end zone stuff, I get because he's highly effective, efficient
He's reliable. Yeah,
in
yeah.
those areas. But like you saying, see like tight end screen, bro, with Zach Ertz.
They tried it. They tried it
Maybe
with
did he break the
McNichols.
record with that one?
I don't know.
He was what, 2 short or 3 short?
Yeah, but he didn't need to do that. Like he was already
He
getting like
didn't.
bro,
I don't know,
that was
man.
horrible, bro. The McNichols joint when they try to like
They
motion
tried
Debo
it.
the opposite side and screen back to
Yeah,
McNichols. Nope, that ain't working.
yeah. The Broncos knew that was coming. We all knew that was coming.
But before we get out of here, he said time to close the YMCA. Shout out to Bobby Wagner for doing exactly what he always does and get compensated for it. Being flat-footed, standing in one spot, and being compensated with the
Just
pick.
threw the ball right to him.
Shout out to Wagner. But I haven't seen that mesh concept putting Bobby Wagner one-on-one in a while. And when I seen it, I said, there you go. Where have you been?
But with Ingram,
Yeah.
Ingram,
I
that was
mean,
nasty, bro.
They
That
were
was so
waiting for that
nasty.
jump, bro.
is
They
DT
were waiting.
buffering or is that my phone tripping?
DT.
DT, yeah, you're fine.
Nah, he good on our end.
Okay,
All
that's
right.
my phone.
Unless you thought he was froze. Let me see. Let me look
Nah,
back.
like
Oh, he
it's
back. Okay. A little short trip. Okay. A little short long trip.
You looked at that man background and said you back.
they was terrible, man.
So that's a menace, bro.
But nah,
Hey,
shout
y'all
out
don't
to
be mad. Don't be mad, Bobby and Zach back though.
No, bro. No,
I
please.
wouldn't be surprised if
I would
Zach came
crash
back.
out, bro.
I wouldn't necessarily be happy about it, but I wouldn't be surprised. Bobby, bro, go enjoy owning this Seattle
Listen,
Storm and
Zach Ertz.
all the advanced analytics, they love Bobby Wagner, bro. PFF and
We gotta do better, bro.
I
DVOA,
get
like
it.
they love this dude.
I get it, but my eyes work, man, and I just can't. I can't keep
Bro,
allowing
the
these
tape.
advanced metrics. That's what I'm saying. I
The
can't
tape,
keep
the
allowing.
eyes. Like,
I cannot keep
Um,
allowing these advanced
this goes
metrics to
back to
tell
our
me things that I
conversation,
know
though.
are not true.
This goes back to that conversation about coaches and how they coach and who they want to coach. Like he's a comfort zone probably for some coaches.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think he retires either. He may not play here, but I think he still plays.
man, he be getting banged up, bro.
I don't know,
Man,
man.
just give it
Give
your all.
him that vet
Retire,
day off.
man.
I think at this point, I think Bobby would make a hell of a coach. He'd probably be better off.
First will make a
Like,
coach.
But
yeah,
he's a Jordan brand guy. Like them Jordan brand dudes, they don't become coaches. They become
he can go coach at Howard.
entrepreneurs. They
Like,
become entrepreneurs.
Oh, he's gonna be the next HBCU coach. He's gonna be Jackson State.
no,
Uh-uh.
listen, no, Jackson State coaches, he doing all right, but I could see Bobby going and being like a advisor to the football team at Howard or something like that. Like he's now
Bro, he only went there to take online classes, bro.
Hey,
Didn't
listen, I get that.
To finish. Like he ain't even
I
start.
know
He just finished.
we know that, but on paper, he graduated from Howard University, and Howard done gave out more than enough, honorary degrees that everybody can say, "Yeah, I went to Howard." No, you didn't.
Yeah. Like to be truthful, like a lot of people like finished at Howard. They didn't do the grunt of the work at Howard.
Didn't
Like they
But
Marshall
it,
Fogus
slowly.
get a job at a HBCU?
Yeah, we got
yeah,
like
He's at
16
Southern.
um,
black head coaches got jobs.
Yeah, what?
Yeah, Southern.
Southern, yeah.
Okay.
Shout out to them though, man.
That's been the new thing. A lot of these guys go from playing to coaching HBCUs.
I just HBC because I think
As
they're
long as
more
they don't
relatable
crash
to the
out like
players.
which they read.
That was a great.
Yeah,
Hey, that was a fantastic crash out,
that
bro,
was a
and it was
great
very
day.
accurate too.
That was a great day. That was a great
Niggas
day.
ain't
I
getting
still remember
paid.
it.
All
But
right, man. I think
yeah,
we about to get out of here, man. Shout out to Mikey. I don't know if we talked about Mikey.
we did.
Yeah, we touched on him.
Okay,
Save
good.
yourself.
It looked a little better. What'd you say?
Yeah, he did. He looked better.
Oh,
He was
Sanders.
hitting. He was hitting.
Oh, that's another thing, bro. Breeze, like you've been coaching more recent. I haven't coached in like 6 years, bro.
Mhm.
Are they teaching them not to rap anymore?
Yo, listen, as an offensive guy, I'm not in on those discussions. I'm usually off planning or doing my own indies when they're working and doing that stuff. I don't know what's happened to like the teaching of tackling at the youth, high school, and even collegiate level. But I know like a lot of these dudes get to college and could care less about trying to tackle people. They just want to blow everybody up.
Cause bro, like it's
Um,
been a few times yesterday where the guy's going down and we still trying to blow him up, and they
mm,
like bounce off of and get like 2 extra yards. Like, bro, hit and you know who's a great open space tackler? Jordan McGee. I'm
mm.
upset when I saw that 24 snaps he got. Very upset about that, bro.
I mean, I've seen it where like a guy will be. We've seen it here with McNichols, where a guy will be stumbling and about to fall, and somebody will come and try to hit him, and rather than tackle him and knock him back upright.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And he keep running. Like, bro, what are you doing? Just like it's. I
Let
don't
me
know,
ask y'all,
man.
are y'all confident in McNichols and C Rod and Bill?
Like
And
2026.
Yeah.
yeah.
No.
Yeah, I still
No.
need another guy.
No. Yeah.
A
Yeah.
starter or just somebody to fit in?
We need a starter.
Yeah, I think
Bill is
I
a
think
change of pace.
we've
See,
done
Yeah.
this 2 years. We've done this 2 years now.
I think I
I
think
think it's
all
time.
three backs. Yeah, I think all three backs on the team are all backups. Like they're all different types of like change the pace back. You know what I mean? Or you know what I mean to give
I can't wait
or
till
to
this off
spell
season,
somebody.
bro.
Like they need
It's time.
a yeah, man. Yeah.
This
It's
Like I'm
off
not saying
time.
it's
season,
got to
when
be.
we do our rosters and stuff, predictions and all that for free agency and stuff, we doing contracts too, bro.
I look
We
forward
we
to it.
we
That's why I can't.
we
I know
predicting
DT loves
contracts,
it,
man.
but I can't get into the draft stuff too heavy because free agency first,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
and so I kind of want to see what we're gonna do in free agency before we start really, really. And I know that doesn't always.
That's valuing Bobby Wagner and Zach Ertz.
We appreciate your time. We know your time is very valuable
Who's
for
my
you to
friends that
spend it
got
with us.
niggas?
We absolutely appreciate it. Remember, do it because you love it, not because it loves you. One beat, one sound, one heart, one love.
Sorry, Aggie.